with your best shot. That's one of my favorites.
Well, Hit Me, when you began the interview, you said these are all standards.
Right.
Obviously, Aquarius is not a standard.
It's
from the show Hair. Hit Me is, of course, Pat Benatar's extraordinary anthem. And what I really enjoyed about recording this song was that, there's no way I can ever be as explosive as Miss Benatar. So I enjoyed finding the underside of anger. If she's if she's like an erupting volcano, I'm just like a simmering crock pot. And I tried to really bring that simmer. And I love letting my musicians, specifically my horn section, express the anger, and as the singer, just kind of lay back.
I know. Haven't we met?
Haven't we met? That's Kenny Rankin has like really a phenomenal recording of that, which I've always loved. I heard that song in college for the first time, sung by an a cappella singing group. It never left me. I always felt it had such joy and freshness. And again, not a really overdone tune. And also what I loved about putting that on the album was that this album, as a swing album, has a lot of horns on it.
It does, yeah.
This recording is what we refer to as the palate cleanser, because it's just me and my amazing guitarist, Pete Smith. And it's just clean. It's like a glass of cold water.
Haven't we met? I'm sorry, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me.
Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me. Man, this one goes over so big live, because I drop a disco ball and put blue lights, and everyone goes back to their prom. Another one that's not done. I mean, most of these songs, I just did them. There's only one song on here that, really probably we don't need to hear again. But this song, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, I could tell you the truth. My little daughter was 2 years old. She would just look up at me every time I walked by, and she would say, "Mommy, hold me, hold me." I'd look back at her and say, "Never let me go until you told me."
All right.
Though it doesn't, it's a song from the 50s.
Yeah.
And, we don't really associate the 50s as an era that was swinging. But that song has its own gentle kind of swing, and I debated whether I should throw it on the album. And in the end of the day, I thought, when I'm long gone, my daughter will listen to that with her children and know Mommy put that for her.
There you go. I only want to be with you.
Well, Dusty Springfield, awesome hit. We turned it on its head. We do it as a ballad. I've got my harmonica in there. Got some vibes on that tune. A little bit of the Hammond, or I forget if we had a Hammond or a Wurlitzer, but really got some kind of slow love and groove. And that song is something I heard growing up. The Bay City Rollers do, like some Astro turbocharge. Up tempo, and it was nice to explore the depth of that song.
All right. Boy Wanted was it's a Gershwin tune that I'm not familiar with.
There you go again. I like to introduce people to things. That's my joy.
All right.
Boy Wanted. So, okay, I'll tell you a little overarching sort of reason for almost every song on this album.
Okay.
Because it really turns on that song, Boy Wanted, which, Ella Fitzgerald has a very definitive recording of it, and, mine's different, what can I say? But I originally started this album, it came out of my live shows. I was performing a lot in the New York area, and at the time I was a single woman, and my live shows would be these discussions with the audience about what it was like to be a single woman in New York.
Okay.
And I used to call the shows Boy Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found the song Boy Wanted, and it became, almost the anthem.
Right.
And if you actually, if you looked at some of the other tunes that we've talked about so far, and what made me choose them, I'm telling you what made me drawn to them even to begin with. But how they made it on this album, there's like a part A of how it made it on and a part B. I'll give you part A, which is that the album was originally not called Swingin' from the Hip.
Okay.
The album was originally called Boy Wanted.
No kidding.
And the songs from this album were Boy Wanted, Haven't We Met, right, which makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me,
Mm-hmm.
makes perfect sense, right?
Right.
It's a Lovely Day Today, and the lyrics, It's a Lovely Day Today, says, I hope whatever you got to do is something I can do with you. So that's another, kind of boy meets girl song. Hit Me was, if you get really infuriated with the guy, you sing Hit Me with Your Best Shot. So all of these tunes had to do with, and I Only Want to Be With You, of course. So all these tunes had to do with Boy Wanted. And I had something come up in my life that made me put this album off for several years. Which I think I could come out of my jazz closet and sort of admit, which is that I had to get a hip replacement.